Welcome to the Sisters Uncensored podcast, where we get into everything from childhood trauma to millennial adulting and all things in between.
We share crazy stories from the past and present to help us cope with the insanity that is our lives.
By sharing our perspectives, we hope to bring some relatability, laughter, and unsolicited advice that can help you survive the messiness of life along with us.
My name's Jessica Labita. I'm a millennial mom, wife, and marketing professional, and I am absolutely insane.
My name is Ashley Leneve. I am a millennial stay-at-home mom, avid golfer, and too mouthy for my own good.
We are real sisters, and this is Sisters Uncensored. Take this trip with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sisters Uncensored. Today, we are just going to follow up with a little bit of the funeral situation that we discussed on an earlier episode.
With our dad.
Rip, Grandma.
Yes, rip to Grandma.
Anyway, so we had, just to put this into perspective, with that side of the family, we actually had two family members pass away.
Within a couple days.
Literally. And one is on each side of the family.
Yep.
So the one, like with Grandma, when she passed away, just to put it into perspective, when our grandfather passed away, Jess, me, our uncle, and our dad did all of the funeral arrangements for Grandpa. So like everything from the casket to the flowers to the repass, everything, you name it.
Yeah.
This go around.
Well, it became a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
After we did all the work. Like, we really put a lot of effort into it. We paid for a lot of it. And we were really just trying to be helpful and help our dad and his siblings be able to grieve the loss of their father. And so by making the arrangements, taking care of the flowers, going to pick out the casket, all the different things that you have to do, because there's so much planning involved in a funeral. We did all of this, and we wrote the obituary.
It was a beautiful obituary.
Yeah, we did a lot. And when everything was all said and done, Aunt Morphine basically flipped the lid and was like, I don't know, I guess she wanted to be in control of everything. And so
she felt like she was kicked out.
Yeah, she felt she was left out. She was pissed off.
But she was kicked out because she can't act like a normal human being.
No, nothing would have gotten done productively. So
there would have been combativeness of every single fucking decision.
There was combativeness the entire time before, which I think is a big reason why we ended up doing the work, like why we got designated to do this.
Yeah.
We took Grandma to the funeral home and did all the stuff with her. Like, so Grandma was with us. She helped plan everything. It's not like we
did it behind her back,
but we accommodated her and made sure everything was done. And then it was like a whole big to-do after he died, where it was like, you left me out. This is Morphine now saying, like, you left me out. And she was pissed. And it turned into hell. And then after that all went down, we were like, we planned the repass. We did everything.
Yep.
And then after that all went down, and she was such a bitch about everything, if you remember.
I found out at Grandma's funeral that Morphine brought her back to the funeral parlor after we went and made all the arrangements with her, brought her back to do it again. Why?
That's so dumb.
Why?
Because she had to be in control.
Why?
Whatever.
Psycho.
So anyway, this time around when Grandma died, we were like, we're not doing shit.
Yeah, basically. So it was left to the other two.
Yes.
It was left to Aunt Morphine, Aunt Fang. They're in charge. Do what you got to do. And mind you, too, when we did Grandpa's, we did all the boards.
We did.
All the boards of pictures. We kind of have like this funny thing in our family where it's like anytime we take a picture, it's like together and we're like, oh, that's a goodie. We're like, that's going on the board.
Yeah.
It's for your board.
Yeah.
But
we take
whatever.
pictures of our dad all the time and we're like, oh, it's for the board.
It's for the board.
And it became like a running joke now in our family.
Exactly.
Anytime you take a good picture. So if we ever take a photo of you and it's a good one, we're going to be like, it's for the board.
For the board. Absolutely. That's so funny.
But yeah, we did. We did all the boards for his. We didn't even make a board for hers.
No, so it's not even that we didn't make it. They took control of everything. And It was a fucking disaster, let's be honest. First of all, the obituary was insulting.
Oh, it was so awful.
I was annoyed about it. Like, they paid no, like, homage to this woman's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no honor in it at
like,
all.
Generic. Like, our grandfather's was well written. It was thorough. It really gave honor to his life, I think, and who he was and how he lived. And we spent a lot of time writing that, and it was well done. And it's funny because his obituary, because they died like around the same time, but he was 3 years prior. His obituary happened to pop up in my like Facebook feed at the time when I was so pissed about how generic hers was.
Oh, man.
And I read through his again, 3 years later, and it just was further proof to me, like, wow,
right,
this did no justice to who she was or her life. Like, it was so sad, actually, that's how she went out. Like, it's like she lived and had 4 kids. Like, that's basically
she was known for having triplets.
Yeah.
And being like an advocate against abortion.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it said.
That basically was it.
Yeah. It was really bad.
It was not good. Anyway. So since Morphine and Fang decided they were handling this one, they did the repass, same places where we had Grandpa, everything like that.
Yep.
Surprisingly, there was only one pastor.
I know, because they had like all sorts of people coming in from all over the place.
They had like 3 pastors last time.
Yeah.
It was like, what do we do? Everybody wanted their own pastor from their own church.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no one could decide whose pastor.
It was so dumb.
Gets clout or gets to be the. So they're just bring everybody. It's fine.
There was a guitar solo.
Yes.
I'm shocked there was no guitar solo this go around.
There was no guitar solo.
I mean,
it was so awkward and cringy and uncomfortable.
At the funeral, though, there was a lady in the back row. I don't know who she was, but the pastor started to sing a song. I don't know why. I wasn't anticipating that.
Okay.
But he started to sing a song. And this lady in the back, like, I guess he was like telling everybody to join along, but I don't know the song, so I'm just looking around, But this woman in the back was singing her heart out. She sounded like by the time it was done, me and the cousins were like looking around and we're like, damn, somebody's really into it back there. Good for them.
Was she like American Idol worthy or just?
No, it was like an older woman, like an old lady probably from church or something.
Oh my God.
But she was like singing her heart out.
Oh,
it was really funny. We were cracking up.
So we get into Grandpa's wake, I guess, was the first night. Or
Grandma's
wake. Yeah. And we walk in and the boards are there.
Oh, this is great.
Well, we didn't make any of the boards.
Well, no, we made one picture. But your eyes were closed.
No, yeah. This is what I'm saying. We didn't make that, meaning like construct any of them.
No,
we didn't bring any boards of our own. We just kind of relied on everyone else to include us in the pictures appropriately, as you should, because we are the family just as much as everybody else.
As we did
right?
for them.
Right.
For Grandpa. We did a board for every single family.
Yep.
And all the pictures were sent to me.
Yep.
Like, I vividly remember. Just it was like, there's too many people, so just send them all to me. And I did it all.
Yep. So so we get in there and we're looking at the pictures and stuff, and there's like no pictures of us. There's one photo of us, and like I look like I'm mid sneeze, like
the best part.
And I'm like, of all the fucking pictures that exist of me on my social media, like over the years with our family, you pick that fucking picture with my eyes closed or a mid sneeze. Thanks. I know it was one of our asshole cousins or aunts. Yeah, they were probably like,
bitch. I know that was intentional.
Jessica.
The funniest part is too, like that picture is on that exact picture is on my Instagram. It's on your Instagram
without me sneezing.
It's the good version.
Right,
yeah, like where eyes are all open.
Yes.
It's me, you, Lindsay, and Grandma, and it's a nice for the board picture.
Yeah,
like 100%.
Yeah,
it was at a baby shower or something.
They're such.
But they literally took the one of you with your eyes closed. That was so funny.
So we get in like after we do the train. Oh wait.
Mom made the board, by the way.
Mom made the board, and then there was another board, like the board, the best of the best boards. It was in like the spot where, I don't know, it got the most attention because it was literally Grandma sitting in a wheelchair
With like this fabricated background of her like
in heaven by the pearly gates, and it says something like
the grandma with the white hair or something.
Yeah, it was. There was another picture of her where they put like googly eyes like on the photo of grandma. I was like, this is so
That was
weird. Like, can you not put googly eyes on pictures of me at my funeral, please?
Listen, I already have my photo picked out for,
Yeah.
you know, when I get murdered.
I know.
Like, okay.
Oh, God.
But when that happens, if I'm too mangled and have to have a closed casket, I have my picture picked out.
Okay.
That was another thing, too. Like, they wanted to have an open casket.
No.
And we're like, yeah.
She's been dead for like 10 days before we had this event.
Literally been on ice for 2 weeks.
No.
Like, they're not Houdini. What do you think they're going to make her look like?
No.
And she looked terrible.
There's
like,
not enough Juvederm to solve this problem.
there's not enough bronzer. There's not enough anything. I don't care what you say.
I'm glad they closed it. 'Cause
Yeah.
she did not look like herself.
No,
It was
definitely
sad.
not. That wheelchair with in heaven picture was like, what the fuck is going on?
We'll put that up.
Oh my God.
So then we walk into the actual like space where the casket is and everything, and I remember I go in to like kneel down to like pray. You and I knelt down to pray over the casket, and there's like little kids that I didn't know that are sitting in the front row of my grandmother's funeral, which to me was
it?
weird. I have no idea, but they're like, "Are you playing the piano?" I was like, "No, I'm kneeling in front of a casket."
What?
I was like, that's such a weird
Where
thing.
do you see a piano?
I think he must have thought the
casket
casket
was
was
a
like
piano?
a piano. I don't know, but it was
That's
pretty
sweet.
funny. It made me laugh.
Poor kid.
So I go in, we do that, and then we go right to the back of the room because that's where the most space is, and that's where like the normal cousins were, and not the crazy cousins.
It was definitely a divided.
Yeah. So
wake.
like our friends were coming in and other people that like knew our grandmother, but most of the people that were there for us because she didn't have any friends left. Like they're all dead.
Yeah,
So
basically.
it's like our friends and family that came, and they come in and they like go to the front, and none of us are up there. Like no one's greeting people as they walk in the
No, that
front
was
because
weird.
no one can stand near each other.
Yeah.
So you had the room was like completely divided. The front was the people we don't like.
Yep.
And we took the back of the room.
Yep.
We turned the coat closet into a bar.
As per usual, came with several bottles, got
Yep.
little cups from. We, by the way, because of that, apparently that's not allowed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We do it every funeral.
We always do it.
literally do it every funeral. We literally set up a makeshift bar in the coat closet.
You need a little wine.
I
And it's
mean-
winter. Like
And we're with like our fun part of the family.
Right.
We're like, we love seeing each
if
other.
it was summer, somebody would have it in the back of their pickup truck
Pickup
in the
truck,
parking
yeah, in the
lot,
parking
like-
lot, exactly. But the next day, actually, when we went back for the service,
Yeah.
for the funeral, no drinks were allowed, and I don't mean like alcoholic drinks. It was 10:30 in the morning or something like that. But no drinks were
Oh,
allowed.
like
No
coffees?
water, no coffee. Like they're like, no drinks are allowed in here.
Why?
Because we were drinking.
Didn't
From
the
the coat
guy
closet.
at the funeral
He
place
saw
give
it.
us the cups?
I asked him where cups were, and then he told me. And he watched me like
Yeah.
popping corks and pouring wine
Right.
for everybody, handing things out.
So ridiculous.
I think he told like Aunt Joanne, you know, like I'm a little easier about
Mm-hmm.
things like this, but the guys who are here today, they're not going to play around with that.
Okay.
So there's no beverages whatsoever.
Good to know.
I'm like, okay, now we know.
I wasn't there for that part because like getting to the cemetery is just closer to my house. So
Yeah,
I didn't-
no.
I didn't go to that part.
Well, it was.
So what else
interesting.
happened? Like, so with the
Okay.
wake and stuff, did anything else? Oh, the baby thing happened. So
Yeah.
my cousin walks in. He just had a baby. I'd never seen the baby before. So, you know, he comes in. I greet him. I give him a hug. I say hello to the baby mama. And I'm like crouched down next to the baby, like he's in a stroller. And I'm like, you know, like how you Google over a little baby. So cute. And, you know, I was just talking to him and whatever. And Morphine saw that I was talking to her grandbaby and literally came over, grabbed the handle of the stroller and yanked it out of the way, like while I was squatting next to it, like talking to the baby. I'm like, what exactly do you think I'm going to do to an infant? Like, you fucking psychopath.
You lunatic.
It was so dramatic.
It was
and crazy.
ridiculous.
And then another point in the night, her other grandchild, because she has 2 grandchildren, was like, we were like, again, all in the back of the room. She's leaning over the back of like the last row of chairs, like facing us.
Okay.
And kept like trying to talk to the kids and like she was waving and like trying to like get the attention, I think, of other people that were in the back of the room.
Yep.
And Morphine grabbed her hood and pulled her.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
She's such a nut.
I'm like, what a
psycho. Relax, lady.
It was crazy.
Relax.
Yanking the baby stroller.
Oh my God. I don't know. That wasn't, that's stupid. She did also, they did have a lot of like pictures of her from when she was young and pictures of Grandpa when he was young.
Yeah, Grandpa was so handsome.
He was way out of her league.
I think she was pretty too, but
dude, she was an overachiever.
Yeah.
I would label that an overachiever.
Yeah.
He was so cute. He was so handsome.
So with this family, whenever anyone dies, they get like psycho about who's going to get what. All they care about is
Wait. Let's get into the funeral first, and then we can go there because that's the aftermath.
Well, I want to talk about what I stole and why.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they fight over everything.
Yeah.
As far as who's getting what. And they hoard shit and they don't honor wills and
they're
written
fucking
documents.
Scavengers.
Yeah. Like took the jewelry off the woman's body before she was cold and stuck it in their pockets. Like this is the shit that they do. It's so fucked up.
It's gross.
But anyway, I was like, I know I'm not getting shit because everyone hates me. So I'm like, there was this little
that's not true.
Tiny picture of like my grandma and grandpa. It was in black and white.
And in a photo booth.
It almost looked like a photo booth photo. It's just like of their faces, but they were so young and they both looked so good. And I literally took it off the board and put it in my pocket. I was like, if I get anything, I'm getting this.
Stealing this picture.
I'm taking this.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I stole it.
Well, the next day we ended up going. Well, afterwards we went to Uncle Bobby's.
Yes, that was fun.
The entire family split.
Yep, only the good people came to Uncle Bob's.
All the good ones went to Uncle Bob's. Wherever everybody else went, nobody fucking knows. Who cares?
Yep.
But we had a nice little like hangout afterwards, drinks, pizzas,
pizza,
whatever.
Just
it was
like
good.
family bonding time.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was really nice. So the next day was the funeral. Now I was at the actual funeral.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was surprised that there was only one pastor. It wasn't the pastor that she wanted.
Okay.
Okay. So with this man, he was very nice.
Was it the same guy that was at the cemetery?
CLC?
The same guy at the cemetery?
Yeah. Same guy. Mm-hmm. So he was very sweet and said some really nice things about Grandma and everything like that. But as I'm listening to it, I'm thinking to myself, like, he must not have known her very well, I swear to God. Because the way he was talking about her, like she was a saint, and I was like, she was homophobic, she was racist.
Right.
She was the biggest shit talker I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Literally. And I was like, oh my God.
All the swirl and family gossip and drama that exists here stems from that woman.
Exactly. It was hilarious. And oh my God, but he really wrote it up like she was some kind of saint. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Talking about the same person.
You don't know this woman, and I loved her. Like, and I'm telling you, like,
right.
Oh my God, ridiculous.
That's funny. Did anyone speak?
Aunt Fang
Oh,
did the obit.
How did that go?
I learned she basically can't read, so that's fine. You know, I'm sure she was nervous and upset.
Isn't she like a pastor? Isn't she used to getting up in front of people and
well, probably because
preaching?
she's talking about her dead mom. Like,
okay, fair.
Fair. I'm
fair.
gonna like give a little leeway for that.
All right.
But she can't read well.
I like
that's
the
for sure.
empathy.
She got lost in her speech like 6 or 7 times. We're all fucking dying. Like, what? Listen, we're like, she's like, hold on, I lost my place again. Like, trying to look on her phone. It was just.
Oh my God.
It happened like 6 or 7 times. It was really funny. Oh. Like all of us are like, oh my God, what the hell?
We need to get her a teleprompter.
Yeah, no. Dad said a few words. I think his few words that he said were complete bullshit. I think he was just trying to be nice, but he thanked Morphine, her husband, douche, and Fang for everything that they did. Uncle Bobby, by the way, would go and do everything for Grandma.
Yeah.
He would, and so would Aunt
Every
Joanne.
Friday,
Aunt Joanne.
they were there.
Every Friday. Would go and get groceries, would do everything. He doesn't even thank Uncle Bobby.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
what the hell are you doing? And why are you? It was basically that he had to say something nice about
The
morphine
sisters.
and Fang so that they felt like they were the center of the
Yeah.
whole thing.
So that everybody knew that you created this shit
Yeah,
funeral.
we were basically, if you were reading between the lines,
Right.
it was basically that we didn't do this one, they did this one. Okay? Just so you know.
That's so funny.
It's true. And then from there, it was good. I mean,
There was no fist fighting though. Like
no.
Dad
Didn't
was
have to
ready
clear
to
the
like,
dugout.
Clear the dugout. Yeah, that didn't happen. Thank God.
I know. I was shocked, actually.
I was definitely provoked though. Like she was trying to get me to snap by doing the things that she was doing with the kids, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna be that girl.
There's so many people that I did not even speak to.
Yeah, no.
Actually, there's just like Morphe, I didn't even acknowledge her.
Me neither.
I didn't talk to her. I didn't go and say, like, give her my condolences. Nothing. Because I'm like, I just cannot fucking tolerate you.
No.
Fang, I would have gone to say something to, but
Yeah.
she was always around morphine. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not going over there. Fang's whole bag daughter, I'm like, I just can't with you. You just radiate bad energy to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anywhere near you and
No.
have whatever is going on with you somehow stick to me.
Ugh,
So
yeah, no.
bleh.
I feel like somehow now that this is like done and grandma's gone now, it's like such a release. Like it's so, we can go no contacts completely with these crazy people and like never have to talk to them ever again and
I know,
just
it's
be
nice.
done with it. Like
It's nice.
It's such a relief.
It really is. Joey wore the same shirt to the wake that he wore to Grandpa's
I
wake.
know.
And I noticed it as soon as I walked in the room. This is total sidebar. But as soon
so
as I walked
funny.
in the room, Joey and I go back and forth. He's our cousin. We go back and forth at each other like animals.
Yes.
And
they torture one another.
it's hilarious. He needs to be tortured. I'm sorry. Anybody who had a My Buddy and carried it around until they were like 9, you're going to get made fun of for the rest of your life by me.
Gosh.
Anyway, Joey wore the same shirt, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, I see you wore your funeral shirt. And he's like, I didn't wear this to any other funeral. What are you talking about? And I pulled up a picture.
Receipts. She was like, pulled it right up on her
Grandpa's.
phone. Grandpa's funeral.
Everybody was dead. They were literally like, oh my God, this is your funeral
You
shirt.
definitely wore the same shirt.
It was so funny. Oh my God. Anyway, so whatever. We got through the service. Morphine did not want to speak. She didn't want to say anything. And then once it was all wrapped up,
Oh yeah, so all of a sudden she wanted to speak.
she had a meltdown
Yep.
because she wanted to speak and she wanted to say a few words. And she was upset with what the pastor said. Like, basically just about her just being an advocate, a really strong advocate to be against abortion and that, like, her history with that and everything
Yeah.
like that. And Morphine was pissed. She was basically like, that's not what her life was about.
Right.
And I was like thinking to myself, well, not for nothing, but I don't know who he was talking about either.
Right.
Okay. So, but either way, the bottom line is she decides she wants to say a few words and they're literally like, nope, that's a wrap. You had your chance.
Yeah.
Too fucking bad. Everybody get in the car. We're going.
We're done.
Like, it's
We're
time.
gonna go eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went to the burial site.
Yep.
And then that was interesting.
Yes. So we found a way to make sure that we, all of us, stay with grandma forever.
Forever.
So I chickened out. I was going to do it first, and I totally chickened out. But then Ashley
stepped up.
came in and stepped up and saved me.
Listen, this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. We weren't going to get the chance again.
It's amazing.
So basically,
She used our cousin Mikey as like a linebacker to protect her.
yeah, because he's like twice my size.
Right.
He came with me and he's like, do you want me to film it? And I'm like, sure.
And he did.
And he did. Yeah, he did a really good job. One thing I learned, okay, so wait. Basically what we did was we took a Sisters Uncensored sticker and I put it on the casket. Now, what I learned from this is now. Now when the other ones find this out, they're gonna like try.
Oh,
What are you gonna do? Dig her up?
I know.
Like stop. It's ridiculous.
We're 6 feet under with her, and you're not.
We're right there with her. So funny. So Mikey films it. I was dying, and when he sent me the video, at first I got in the car and I called you and I'm like, it's done. I did it. It's done.
Yes.
Now you have to understand, like, everybody goes to like throw a rose on the casket or whatever, and you know, we were the first ones in line.
Yeah.
So like we threw the roses on, and you're like, I just can't give him the sticker. So I waited till everybody cleared back out of there. Everybody was out, and I'm like, I'm going back in. I'm going back in. Mikey's coming with me. We went right back up there. I learned what I think is my inconspicuous face.
Not so much.
It's not inconspicuous at all.
No.
It definitely,
She totally looks like she's doing
I'm
something
up
bad.
to something.
Yeah.
I'm definitely up to something. Now I know, though, at
Yeah,
least.
it's good.
Whatever. So anyway, a little sticker for grandmas.
Yeah,
with her forever.
It's the best.
On the ride there, by the way, did you see Joey doing like peel outs?
Yes,
or burnouts?
I heard. I wasn't in that
Oh,
funeral
my
line.
God.
Thank
Oh,
God,
yeah, that's
'cause I
right.
heard that was a nightmare, but
We went 35 miles per hour the whole way.
then we had the repass. We get there. There's no food. I have no drinks. So we had to go and buy our own booze.
No alcohol.
Like they didn't have any alcohol. It's a bring your own place. So like, but again, if you plan a event at a bring your own, you bring your own for the people you're serving. Like,
Absolutely.
just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But-
And Joanne ended up
Yeah. Thanks.
like buying all the booze.
Shout out to Aunt Joanne for
And
buying all the booze.
Shout out to Mikey and Crystal for going up the street to the liquor store to
Yeah.
load up.
Because, I mean, you need to drink around these people. It's fucking crazy.
There's no.
Plus, we were on an
other
energy
way.
high because we had just tagged Grandma's casket with
That
a
was
sticker.
so fun. That was the greatest thing ever. I swear to God, I'm so happy about that. I can't wait till I get to heaven and I'm like, did you see me do that?
I know. I know.
You know, we've been with you the whole time, right?
Yes.
Forever.
I could just hear her. I'd be like, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley, why did you
put that sticker on my casket? You know your aunts are going to be so mad.
I told Dad about it like 2 weeks after. And he was like, you did what? I was like, yeah, we have a sticker on the casket. He's like, that's amazing. That was amazing. So now, anyway, the next day, at the funeral, we go to the repass. There's no booze, whatever. We're all just looking to eat and run
yeah.
at this point.
Get out.
Because this is the last time
And
we're all
it's
going
the
to be.
same thing in the restaurant, like room divided.
Completely.
So we have our table, they have their table. Nobody's talking to people back there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just, it's uncomfortable. You're like, just get me out of here. I don't want to eat food with these
Yeah.
people.
And you
And
definitely.
to your point, like, I don't want their ick jumping on me.
Yeah,
Like, there's
like-
so much ick with them. Like, get your ick away.
So now that is over, now we're at the will,
Oh, God, yeah.
which is interesting. Apparently, it's not being executed.
Yeah.
And there were specific things that Grandma had labeled and lined out for
People to get.
Yeah, for each person to get. And listen, like, I don't need anything
No.
from her. You know,
I
what
already
mean?
got my thing. I took my picture.
I know, right? Listen, the sticker being on her casket, that to me is
Yeah.
like, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. I
Yeah.
need nothing
we'll be
from
with
you.
for eternity.
Forever. But yeah, the other, like the shitty side of the family, the three shitbags basically, are like fucking scavengers and like hoarding every piece of jewelry, every single thing she ever owned, the works. They aren't doing the executing the will the way they were supposed to.
Nope.
Dad's tried calling. He gets hung up on by them.
Yep.
Like, he's like, I don't care if we get nothing. It's not that I want anything.
Yeah.
It's the mere fact that you're not doing her last wishes.
Right.
That's the problem.
I know. There's an attorney that drew that up, so he needs to really like get in contact with the lawyer.
He said he'll take him to court. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's that pissed off about it.
It's so ridiculous. They do this every fucking time. Every time someone dies, they do this.
So, yeah, they're basically scavengers, and Dad's pissed about it, and
Yeah.
he's going to do what he's got to do.
We'll see how that plays out.
Anyway, fast forward, we go to our second funeral in a
Yep.
week.
So our grandmother, our dad's mom, and our grandmother, our mom's younger sister, died a few days apart.
Yeah. And completely different type.
Totally different night and day experience.
Completely.
Yeah.
First, okay, so Aunt Bet's funeral, or it was a memorial service. She was cremated.
Yep.
And it was in the Catholic Church.
Yep.
It was very like somber. It was very nice.
Yep.
Like it was quiet. Now, I don't know about you, because I saw you getting like teary-eyed, and I don't cry for shit. But 60 milligrams of Prozac will do that. I swear to God. But
I think I would have been getting my period that week. I think that's why I was more emotional, because I was like, I'm a lot more emotional than I normally am.
I thought it was
Something's
weird. I thought it was weird. I looked over at you and I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
Yeah.
Don't you dare. Meanwhile,
this IUD like doesn't let things happen. So like you still get symptomatic, but nothing happens. And so I'm like, that's what I'm chalking it up to, because I'm like, I'm not normally like a crier at that.
There
sort
were
of shit
lots
at
of
all.
people crying though. And
I know.
I am so uncomfortable around that kind of
I
behavior.
know.
And I know it's normal and it's
No
healthy.
one cried at grandma's funeral.
No, not a single tear.
None.
We laughed
Yeah.
the whole time. We
Yeah.
had a great time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way like we cope. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Is like we laugh, we make jokes and turn it around into something
bad
funny.
thing into something fun. Yeah.
Exactly. This was much more somber.
It was heavy.
It was, and I mean, there were a lot of people crying, like a lot of people choked up. Listen, that's totally normal. For me personally, I was so uncomfortable because I'm like, I need to make a joke. I need to make a joke. I need to make a joke.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I just need to like spit out that'll like make me feel better because I'm so uncomfortable around
Yeah.
people crying. I don't know, whatever.
I actually like really liked it, like just because I'm so familiar with the structure of the Catholic Mass. Like I knew we were going to be there for an hour, no longer, and that what I really liked about how they did it was, I feel like so many people in our family got to participate. Where like with grandma's funeral, no one did shit, and for this event, like. We had people, our cousins went up and did eulogies. Her son did a eulogy. Her grandson did a eulogy. Our other cousins carried the gifts down. Like
It was
there were so
all
many people involved,
about her.
and it was all about her life.
It was beautiful.
And the touching things that people said about her that were just so about her. Like I was talking to Carly next to me and I'm like, she made the best potato salad. And like within seconds, someone up there was talking about her potato salad. So it was things like that would get me like a little choked up, you know?
Aw, that's
but I was
sweet.
like, oh,
I'm
yeah.
made of
It was
stone.
so nice the way they spoke about her and just really honored her life, I feel like.
Like they got into all different parts of her life too. She was a pediatric nurse.
Yep.
She was a mom. She was a wife. I
Yep.
mean, she ended up divorced, but whatever.
They still had a really great
Yeah.
relationship. He was there with her when she passed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like she was very close with her grandchildren. She was very close with her great nieces and nephews.
Yep.
Like she was such a good egg.
Yeah.
Like really, really was. And it was all about her. It was so nice. So well done. I will say also, I'm not familiar with the Catholic Church, obviously, because I'm not Catholic.
Yeah.
So like that part of it too is like I'm just trying to follow everyone's lead.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of repeating and shit
Yeah.
going on, and I'm like, what? Do I say that?
No,
What?
you're fine.
It
It was fine.
was fine.
And then we did the repass directly after that. There was no like burial or anything. She had already been cremated.
Yep.
And they had these beautiful pictures of her up. Like it was so nice.
It was really nice.
And when we got to the restaurant, it was each table got like a little plaque on it that had like a poem with a photo of her, and then each person was handed out a bag that had like a piece of a puzzle in it
and like a charm.
and a charm.
Like a remembrance charm.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Yeah, and they talk about like they had talked about at the church like how we were all a part of her life, like a piece of the puzzle, and so everybody got their piece, and then you could take it over to the side of the room and build the puzzle, which was so. It's such a like simple thing, right? Like such a simple activity, but it was so thoughtful and like meaningful, and she loved to do puzzles, so like it just was so appropriate for her.
Yeah, that
You
was
know?
really sweet. It was definitely very thoughtful. And
Yeah.
then at the end, they did like this beautiful montage with music of like her life.
Her whole
Like
life
from childhood.
yeah, all the way
Right
before she passed
Yeah,
away.
to the end. And it was so touching. It was like so nice.
Yep.
Just,
and
it was all
like,
about her.
everyone was in it at some point in time.
Yep.
You know, like it was really, really well done. It
Yeah.
was so nice. And it's just, it's weird because that particular morning, I wasn't going to bring my kids to her funeral. I was just going to go myself because it was a Tuesday morning and they had school. But something happened where, like, we ended up missing the bus or somebody was late or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like this is just a sign that they should be coming with me. And I'm so glad that I brought them because they saw that event and they saw Grandma's event, like, just days apart. And the difference in the two and how honorable this can be versus what it was for Grandma was like,
night and day.
I'm so glad that they got to see that and experience that because they've never experienced, haven't gone to a lot of, they've probably been the same amount of funerals as we have. Like, we haven't really had very many funerals around us.
I feel like I've had so many funerals over the last few years.
Yeah.
So many people have died. I was trying to think of the last time I went to a funeral that wasn't a Leneve funeral. That was like outside of our family altogether and how they did it.
Yeah.
And it was like I went to a wake. It was a friend of mine's aunt who had passed away suddenly. And I went to the wake and it was really, it was like kind of a mix between the two of what we had going on. Like I didn't go to the funeral the next day. I just went to the wake.
Right.
But they had like a video montage going on of her and her life and her husband and her, you know, like the whole family and everything like that. It was really very well done. And like my point is though, it was kind of a blend of the two.
Yeah.
So like when we went to Grandma's wake, I was like, or a Leneve wake, I should say. I just felt like, all right, well, let's go. It's time. It's like, you got to suit up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But when we went to Aunt Bet's, I thought to myself, like, this is such a different experience. I don't even know what to expect. And then like seeing everybody so emotional, and it was very touching.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
My preference is I would like something closer to Aunt Bet's, and you know what I loved about it was that like you could tell that what they did, the way they did it, was done very cost efficiently. Like there was no like elaborate spending that occurred to make this such a wonderful event, but it was so sentimental, and I like the way that they made such a great event happen on like, I'm sure a budget.
Yeah.
It just like,
it was very nice.
If they had spent millions of dollars, it wouldn't have been any better, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. When we were at Grandma's funeral, Mikey was basically saying we're going to start our own funeral business, the Leneve family funeral home.
Oh my gosh.
You tag them, we bag them.
Stop it.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, so yeah, Ash and I are funeraled out for a while,
Yes,
but
for sure.
we wanted to give you guys an update on how that all went down. And yeah, the family's still crazy.
Yep. There's a lingering bullshit because of this will.
Yeah, so
that's going to be what it's going to be.
Drama will continue for a little longer, unfortunately.
God.
We can't completely no contact them.
Oh, also.
I mean, we can, but Dad can't.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. But either way, I mean, like, hopefully they were dropping like flies for a bit there. Let's take a break on some death.
Right.
Because it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's exhausting. Anyway, R.I.P. Aunt Bet. R.I.P.
Yes.
Grandma.
Rip.
Rip. We love you. You guys were great. Grandma, I'm a little concerned, but you're going to be okay. Anyway, but yeah, that's basically it. It was an interesting week of funerals.
Yeah, very.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, listen, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. The more you guys follow and interact with our content, the better it is for us and the more we can do for you. So please help us. Also, we have a new website that launched, and it's freaking awesome. So check it out. We've got some merch on there. I'm wearing some of it today. I don't know if you can see.
There you go.
But yeah, we're going to start rocking some of our merch. So yeah, definitely get on the site, check it out. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.